Welcome to the stage at the 2021 Calhoun County High School Football Media Day, the Piedmont Bulldogs. The assistant coach of the Bulldogs is Matt Dearman. Today, Coach Dearman has brought with him senior linebacker Landon Smart and senior wide receiver Austin Estes. Coach Dearman, we're going to start with your opening comments.
All right. First of all, thanks for having us here today. And just excited about the season, upcoming season, and hopefully getting back to some sort of normalcy after last year was a stressful year with all the COVID protocols and all. Like I told some guys earlier, there's a lot of good things that came out of that. As far as some things that we learned from it, the way we ought to be doing some things as far as safety for the kids and keeping locker room clean and all those things. But last year's season obviously didn't end exactly how we wanted it to, but we made it to the semifinals and got a lot of returning starters on this team. And, these two young men sitting next on each side of me here are going to be leaders of that of this group and have high expectations as always. It's a good group coming back and look forward to it.
First question, Coach.
I got a two-part question. The first one's for Landon, and the next one will be for Austin. Landon, you guys, you did lose Jakar, but you return a ton of people on defense. Majority of the defense is very tenacious, very tough defense. Talk about your expectations for that defense. And my question for Austin is, flipping around on the offensive end, you got the continuity with Jack and most of your starters back. From the offensive standpoint, talk about y'all's continuity and confidence coming into this season.
I just expect for us to come out, work hard with the people that's going to be coming in to fill the spots. We need them to come in, have the right mentality, work hard, and be dedicated to fill the spot how they should. And we should be good as long as everybody works hard and listens to what Coach says. So I feel like everybody's going to fill in the right way, and we'll be good as long as everybody does what they're supposed to.
Awesome.
I feel like we're gonna come out really hot at the start of the season, throwing the ball, running the ball. Got a new running back coming in, Braden Morgan. He's quick and he's shifty. Not as big as Eli, but he's a lot faster and a lot stronger, I think. And we got Jack and me, and then Max coming from the defensive side to play receiver on the other side, and then Coleman coming back as well. And we're gonna be good. And our lineman this year is even stronger than last year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch our offense play this year.
Next question.
Matt, I'm going to give you an easy one that gets you off the football field. But the second part of it's going to be: have you ever had a faster team than what this one is going to be? Max is fast. Austin obviously is fast. You got a lot of quick guys on offense. I'll ask you that. But the question I really wanted you to answer that you can really go to is the value of having multi-sport athletes in your program. You got baseball guys there, and it's more than just being a small school that people have to play everything. You encourage folks to do more than one sport at home. I think you like that on the baseball side too.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think that winning is contagious, and and the mentality is contagious, and the expectations don't change just because of the sport that they're playing. Every sport at Piedmont High School every coach there expects a lot out of their athletes and expect to win every year. And I think that you'll never hear a coach from Piedmont say, "Hey, you shouldn't do this," or "You shouldn't play this," or we encourage them to, because we get behind the eight ball. I'm the baseball coach, and so get behind the eight ball sometimes. Our pitcher's arm's not being in shape, and but there's no replacement for our basketball team going to the Final Four. The winning mentality that you build, and that carries over to the next sport. I'm sure Coach Odom will tell you the same thing about basketball. And football is the first sport of the year, and the competitiveness and the toughness that Coach Smith and football coaches put into these kids it makes our job easier when it comes to other sports that we're coaching. And all that being said, you can talk about the coaches all you want to, but the kids, if they don't buy into it and they don't have the mentality that, hey, we're expected to win, we're expected to work hard, then it's all for no. all credit goes to them for buying into it and working hard.
Next question.
Speed, when you talk about how fast these kids are gonna be.
Yeah, I
have a
mean,
faster ball.
individually, we've had some teams that have had some guys that are faster. I mean, you think about like Cardavian, who's playing at, Western Kentucky right now. I mean, he was an exceptional speed, but as far as team speed, I mean, it's all over the field. There's speed. I mean, linebacker, receiver. I mean, running back. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys on this team. I mean, it's fun to watch. I mean, because you can't just say, hey, we got a double cover over Estes, and on the other side you're gonna have a guy that's super talented as well. So.
Now, Austin, he asked about this, but I'll ask you to kind of expand on it. Just the connection that you have with Jack and that pass catch combo. A couple of years working together, and just kind of what that chemistry is like.
I think me and Jack have a crazy bond when it comes to football and baseball. We go out every day, whether it's offensive, defensive day. We're always throwing, running routes. It's been fun since junior high. We've been throwing. That's the only kid that's ever thrown to me. So I've been at Piedmont. So it's gonna be a lot of fun this year. It's the last one, so gotta make everything count for sure. So.
Next question.
Landon, last year y'all got a lot of tackles at the line of scrimmage from Sean Smith and Jim Cantrell. Probably not gonna get that this year. Is it gonna be more like being a typical Piedmont defense that focuses running backs toward the middle, where middle linebackers, inside linebackers are making plays?
Yes, sir. We're gonna have some new players that's gonna fill in like the shoes of those D linemen that we had. That was amazing, and they're gonna do just as good, and it's still gonna be the same. To be honest with you.
Next question.
This question's for the players also. Talk about those jerseys you have on right now, and I know you guys wore them last year. They look unbelievable. The fans absolutely love them. The thought that went behind them, and how much you guys like them.
We love them, to be honest with you. Today he let us pick the jerseys to go, and we was kind of debating on which ones we wanted to go with, and we looked at each other and we both said the grays, and he asked us, he said, y'all think Coach is gonna like that? And we was like, to be honest with you, we don't know, but we like them, so we're gonna go with them.
Yeah, they're my favorite uniform for sure. We only wore them about 2 times last year, but hopefully we can definitely break them out a couple more times since we got a bunch more home games this year. And the fans, they love them. It was on Facebook everywhere last year, and I think it also won the best uniform, something like that. So it's gonna be fun to wear them a lot this year. So.
Next question.
Are you undefeated in them grades?
We're 1-0. We lost to Hatchet the first time, so we had to break it back out in the first round. But we beat Culver Heights, I believe it was. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Coach, talk a little bit about the schedule, because as Austin just alluded to, you guys have a ton of home games this year because of the new forfeit rule, and you don't have any road trips.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate in our region. As tough as it is, the good part about our region is there's not a lot of travel in it. Don't get outside county much, and I mean, I think we have 7 home games this year, and so always have great fan support at Piedmont, no matter what the sport is, and to be able to play 7 of those games at home this year is going to be great for these guys, especially these seniors on their way out to get to play at their own stadium that many times is going to be great. Looking forward to it.
Guys, it's for the players. 2 things. The first thing I want you to, since he's not here to defend himself, I'd love for y'all to tell us something about Coach Smith that you appreciate, or what. But then also, what does one year he decided if you won, he would grow the mullet. I don't know if y'all remember that. Is there anything he's promised? You have a good season, or if you finish, has he promised you anything, or can you? If you can't tell it, I don't want you to. But
I honestly don't know. Like I can't.
I don't think we got one yet.
I don't think we came up with
Well,
it.
that come yet.
We'll definitely come up with it coming up pretty soon. So.
Well, there's something about Coach Smith. You really appreciate how he motivates you, or what?
Yes, sir. I love everything about Coach Smith. He's one of the greatest men in my life. Like, I look up to him. He's like a role model in my life. He instilled like a good mentality into my head, and he has everybody on the team work hard. So we dedicated. He brings us together. He shows us it's a brotherhood, and I love Coach Smith. To be honest with you, man, I'm missing and everybody else, but I love Coach Smith.
I think Coach Smith has made a great program, and I love him to death. He's one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for, besides Coach Jerry.
There you go.
I love playing for him. I think he's. I love the offense that I play for and the calls he makes, and I think he makes it fairly throughout the whole offense and makes everybody get the ball. And I think he knows the mental toughness that he's had in us, and he knows that anybody on the offense is going to make a play anytime he calls their name. So that's also so much fun to play.
Well, go ahead, Matt. I mean, he's your coach too. What do you think? And this is your shot.
I have nothing bad to say about Coach Smith. He's turned not only that school around, that community around, and gave us something to fight for. I've worked for him for, I guess it's going on 16 years now, and I couldn't imagine working for anybody else. He's great, not just a great coach, he's a great man, and you know, he's really brought that community together. It's a fun place to work, and you know, he gets a lot of the credit for that.
I'll make when it gets back a little easier.
Next question.
Okay, I'll ask the question the right way. What's the maddest you guys have ever seen Coach Smith, and why? Austin?
The year we went to the state championship, he told us we were going to go to the indoor facility, and he said to not wear boots. He didn't want everybody wears boots, so instead of tennis shoes, I wore some loafers, and I did not expect us to be running plays in there. So I was running sweeps and passing routes in loafers, and my feet had blisters on them the day before the game. He was pretty mad about that. It's probably the most I've ever seen him get mad at me. He probably still on face a little bit, but it was worth it after we won. So.
I got a question. In the last couple of years, I've been fortunate enough to go out to Welborn to watch the Welborn Piedmont game, because I enjoy watching good football, and so I go to watch different games. But a couple of years ago, they won a high scoring game. Welborn did, and they had to play, the punt that hit and came back over the line of scrimmage, and everybody looks at it, and Jet Smith picks it up and scores, and ended up being a difference in the game. And then last year, I think it was that y'all had scored, drove down. Jack ran down the sideline with just a few seconds left, and then on the next play with 13 seconds to go, you guys won the game, something like that. It's turned into a pretty good little rivalry with Piedmont and Welborn. Talk about you guys, especially in the last 3 years, how that's just kind of come out of nowhere to be a big rival game.
Well, to be honest, I mean, they are a really good team, and they showed and stepped up and gave us great competition. And I love playing against Welborn because they're a great team. Coach Smith, he coaches them pretty well over there, and they became a rival because we play them not only once, sometimes 2 times in the season and deep into the playoffs, like in 2019. And they're just a great ball team.
Austin?
I think they're a good team because they kind of have a brotherhood, kind of like we do down here. They're strong and physical, and you can tell they do a lot of stuff in the weight room like we do. And they're just a fun group of kids to play against because they're kind of like us. We're playing for our community, and we want to win every game possibly. So
Sometimes we forget as fans that y'all still hang out or become friends with guys that go to other schools. I know that Jet Smith and Noah Fuller from Ohatchee are actually rooming together at JSU now because they both play there at JSU. Do y'all spend any time with anybody from other schools that would surprise us in the off season or anything? Or do you just have a mutual respect when you see them at an event somewhere?
I mean, there's definitely a mutual respect because, like, hey, I played him, they're good, he's good. But I don't honestly know if I am just close friends with anybody from another school, to be honest with you. Are you?
no, I respect everybody we play against. I'm I'm not really just close friends with anybody, but I have a lot of respect for every team we play against, and when I see them around and stuff like this, I'll shake their hand, things like that.
Well, Coach Dearman, this is for you. Do you think because the region is so competitive that prepares your guys, those that are fortunate enough to make it into the playoffs, you've already had that juggernaut of a schedule?
Definitely. You know, if you play teams on a week in, week out basis, it don't prepare you for, you know, the teams that you're gonna see late in the season. It doesn't do you any good, and it's 3 of Region 6 is the region of death. You know, I mean, you never know. I mean, you can't. There's no off weeks. There's teams every year that could make the playoffs in a lot of other regions that are sitting at home week 1 in the playoffs, and so, you know, even in our non-region games, I mean, Jackson was in the state championship game 2 years ago, and Center went down to Mobile last year and almost, you know, pulled off a miracle game against Mobile Christian. And week 10, Geraldine's always, you know, they're good year in, year out. And so those games definitely prepare us for later on in the year. And, you know, I made a comment earlier to someone about, you know, you get beat up in the game of football, and so this year I think we got more depth at every position than we've had in a long time, and so I think that'll be key to our success this year, is knowing the fact that, you know, somebody goes out, there should be somebody there to take their place, and so, you know, to answer your question, the tough schedule is going to prepare us to hopefully go deep, make a deep playoff run.
Well, having all that depth is scary words to hear if you're an opponent of Piedmont High School this year, especially in region play. Yes, I got one more question.
Coach Dearman, try to tell us as best you can what makes Steve Smith such a great coach. I was looking at some stats last night to prepare for today, and his winning percentage at Piedmont is approaching like 80%. With all the games. I mean, that's just ungodly. What makes him so good?
Well, don't want to blow his head up too much.
Yeah, he's probably watching.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I want to say it starts with the man that he is. I mean, he loves kids and he loves what he does, and I mean, he's extremely intelligent. I mean, everybody probably feels this way about their coach, but I mean, he puts a lot into what he does. I don't know if the man ever sleeps. I mean, the best sleep he ever gets is in the middle of a conversation, but other than that, he's always preparing for something. I mean, he's a great planner, and he's always, you know, no matter if it's a practice plan or, you know, what we're gonna do for COVID, or, you know, how you're gonna take this. Basically, he helps all other sports plan their trips when they go on long road trips. And, I mean, he's extremely intelligent. I mean, he's a great man. He puts everything he has into the team and the community that he's surrounded by. I mean, I don't know that it's an X's and O's thing. I think it's more of just, you know, the fact that he really genuinely cares about what he's doing and the people that he's around, and puts everything. He puts his heart and soul into everything he does for the community of Piedmont.
As we wrap up our media day, we'll finish with any closing thoughts you two players have, and then Coach Dearman, you can close it out with your final thoughts.
I just want to thank y'all for having me out tonight, and all I got to say is I'm ready for football season, and y'all make sure y'all watch us. Hopefully we'll do pretty good this year. Our goal is always to win the state championship, so hopefully y'all see us there.
I just want to say thank you for having us out. Expect for the Bulldogs to be in a deep playoff run this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Go Dogs.
Like these two young men said, thanks for having us here, and I look forward to hopefully having a normal season this year. You know, it's we're lucky to have the games that we got in last year and complete the season in all 3 sports. Hopefully things will be a little bit more normal this year, and go Dogs.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you to our media partners for being here today.